the poles, who got themselves in there really at the last moment. And we move now to the second women's double semi-final AB. Lane 1, Germany. Lane 2, Netherlands. Lane 3, New Zealand. Lane 4, USA. Lane 5, China. And Lane 6, Greece. As we go to a replay of the start. And wow, I can't believe that some of these crews are going to be missing an A final, Mark.
Well, Sofia Soumanaki, the Greek stroke woman from the University of Washington, as was Anna Thornton, the British stroke woman, and there are the two world champions, Olivia Lowe and Brooke Donoghue, behind her, powering off the start, not in the lead, but that's not in the least bit surprising. They will come through in the second quarter, probably to be in front at 1,000 metres. Chinese having a great first part of the race. We've got O'Leary and Tomek, of course, the world silver medalist. Fantastic double stroke by Leisha Chaynard. There are the Germans. Michaela Stalberg closest to you from the Coachella Club, the Olympic champion of women's sport, 28 years of age from the Hale Running Club. The Germans over there on lane 1.
And interesting for me to see the New Zealanders just allowing the field almost to get away from them. We do expect the world champions from last year who've been unbeaten this year will win this race, but as it is, there are only 3 qualifying places. Someone's going to get pushed out, and the field is just hot, and the pace is hot at the front.
You can see Jian Yang, the Chinese stroke woman, the 29-year-old, finished 6th in the Rio Olympics in the quad. Li Jingling behind her, just 24 years of age. China have had a great start. It's Americans, though, they look good.
Yeah, the world silver medalists from last year, as they come through the 500-metre mark. It looks as though the US is just in a slight lead here over the Chinese off to their left-hand side, and the Dutch with Leisha Chaynard, that fantastic single sculler from the Netherlands, rowing in the double, and surprisingly the world champions in 5th at this stage. We know that we can't, with the Kiwis, rely on that fast sprint. We've seen a couple of Kiwi crews surprisingly and quite sensationally not get the results that we would expect, so they need to get themselves into the race now.
Sarah, as we ride with the American boat, what do you think the sort of psychological factor of the American women's team is from seeing the women's 8 win, the women's 4 win that race yesterday on Meghan, O'Leary and Elaine Tomek? I know they're so strong, but do you think that's a real buzz because they're sculling out their skins here, aren't they?
I mean, I always used to find with the team that when there were positive results coming in, that really permeated through the entire team. You like to see your country, your teammates, both in the men's and the women's competition, doing well. And Team USA, I think, would be on a high at the moment with the results in both the men and the women. And look at the confidence of this US women's double. They won silver last year. They can see the Kiwis, the world champions, starting to get themselves into the race. They're, I think, in 4th at the moment, but the Kiwis seem to be on a charge. They're making that move early and decisively.
As you say, we see confidence in this USA crew. They've gone out now, taken hold of this in the second 500. Now the field is coming back towards them. Now the New Zealanders, the real form crew, have started to establish themselves and get into that top 3 positions. And then I think it's going to get interesting over what happens in the second 1,000 between the Netherlands and the crew from China.
Well, at the start I did say the Kiwis could be in front at 1,000 metres. There's the view from the bridge as that American double sculling beautifully, the field coming back to them, but they've staked their claim for this race. I haven't quite seen this American double move out so quick at the World Championships last year when they took the silver. We quite had this pace early on in the race, but they're out in front. The Chinese double finding the going too hot. Lane number 5 you can see, but the New Zealanders are coming through every single stroke. Be a nice track for Leisha Chaynard and her partner Roos de Jong just to track with the Kiwis, Sarah.
Yeah, they're dangerous here, the Kiwis. They've got their bow, really bow ball for bow ball with the Dutch. I think as we see Brooke Donoghue in the bow seat of the Kiwi double, look across at the Americans. The Kiwis have one idea in mind, and that's to get themselves into the lead. But look at these women here from the United States of America. Meghan O'Leary in the bow seat, Ellen Tomek in the stroke seat. So much experience, and so much experience together in this combination. That's really hard to beat.
When you say, Martin, you want to scull your own boat, but you also want to get dragged out with the crew beside you. And like you say, I think it's going to favour the Netherlands crew, having the German boat pushing back towards them, having the New Zealand boat right beside them. And I feel for the Chinese crew over here, not in our shot. They're getting a little bit lost. The Greek crew will have disappeared now from them. And they're going to have to work very hard in that Chinese boat. A lot of focus in your boat to stay in the qualifying race.
So this is probably one of the best sculls that O'Leary and Tomek have ever had. This experienced American double, 30 years of age on the right of your picture, Meghan O'Leary. formerly of the University of Virginia, Ellen Tomek, the stroke woman from the University of Michigan, come up with 500 metres to go, Greg.
And they're hardly sculling a finish, are they, in that American double? Look how early they take it out of the water. But they get on it, they give it that surge in the middle, and then they just cut the hands out and away.
Yeah, and they're just allowing that boat to flow on. There's nothing stopping them. I think if you pull the finish too far, you can kind of drag it a little bit.
Like you say, you can drag it a little bit. There's no drag there. There's just clean press away from the finish. And the Americans here now are going to try and resist the move from the New Zealanders to their right. The Dutch crew want to hold any sprint that might come if the Chinese can find some more, or even if that German crew to their right can find a big sprint finish. Yeah, the Germans, Bear and Stahlberg, didn't quite have the sprint finish in the heat and had to go through the repechage. Not sure they're going to find a sprint finish now, Sarah.
Yeah, as we see the Germans over on the far side, desperate to get themselves into it, but the Chinese are ahead of them. The Chinese are stepping up to 37 strokes a minute. They're trying to challenge the Dutch, who still have half a length as they come down to the final 250 meters. What a row here from the United States of America. The Kiwis off to their right. They're desperate to get themselves into the lead here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Roos de Jong and Li Zhixin, I can see the threat from the Chinese. We look out of our commentary position and we can see that these two Chinese are charging. Li Jingling and Jiang Yan, that woman who was in the Beijing Olympics. She's got the experience. Will she have the pace? I think they're coming through the Dutch, but it's oh so close. America out in front, Greg.
Well, look, Li Zhixin did take that look to the left. She might be able to see across the course. She'll know they really have to hang in now. It's probably only 10 strokes to the line. You cannot see the crew from China on the left, but they're right in this race, coming into the shot now.
And here come New Zealand. They made a little charge there, but the Americans too good. They hold onto it. Meghan O'Leary looks across. They've just gotten their bow ball across in front of the Kiwis, and what a sprint that was for third place.
It was a sprint for third place. The crew from China came back desperately to try to get the third position, but it was the Netherlands who hung on and will take that qualifying place behind the Americans and the New Zealanders.
Well, the Greeks in this near side lane never really in the race. The plastic shoe went down and the New Zealanders went into their measured first quarter. That pace really not quite enough to take them out in front ahead of these Americans.
And what do you think they do before the final? Will they try to change that and go a bit quicker? Because we're used to the New Zealanders going out slowly, coming through the middle and winning. Today, as we saw at the end, they weren't winning at the end.
I don't think the New Zealanders have that flexibility to blast out. I mean, Olivia Lowe, the strokes, she's quite diminutive. I think her real sort of strength is the power pack through the middle of the course.
As we see there, the results, the United